we are doing something a little different. We are going to play a game that is very mindless and boring. And I'm with my boy Carter here. We're gonna play a game that's very mindless and boring. But let me tell you what, Carter, quit shooting me. Let me tell you what, we are going to have a very good topic tonight about the Kansas City Chiefs, our preseason game, a little bit more about the preseason overall. So if you like talking football, if you want to join in on these conversations, please feel free to jump into the chat. Bro, I'm trying to get swole. We're getting there, but this is gonna be super fun. I'm actually really excited for this. I've wanted to do something like this for a long time, so I'm very excited. We're gonna jump right into the game we are playing today. So here we go. Welcome to Power Wash Simulator. I'm turning the volume way down because Carter is spamming that. Oh, my controller's vibrating. Here we go. Holy cow, dude. Okay, so we're gonna be playing Power Wash Simulator. We're just gonna kind of be going through the career. Should be pretty fun. Actually, I'm looking forward to it. But left trigger. Carter, first question. Chiefs preseason game number 1. We played against the Jaguars Saturday. I need your overall thoughts. Give me your overall thoughts on the game. Give me your overall thoughts on the team. Okay, mic up just a tad, music down just a tad. I thought the music might be up a little loud.
You know, I didn't get to see much of our starters because I had to struggle to find how to watch the game.
Do you have local cable? That would definitely be a good start.
I don't. I stream.
Okay. Boy, we're doing this whole backyard, huh?
But I did get to watch, and a lot of the players, I think, did pretty good. The new kickoff
Thank you so much for the subscribe, HCamb. I think I know exactly who you are. Or for the follow. Appreciate that. So, overall, whoa, subscriber Prime. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's see here. So, overall, though, what you did get to see, even though you didn't get to see any of the ones, what impressed you? What stuck out in the game? Give me just kind of your overall thoughts of the team as a whole. We'll kind of discuss individual players a little bit later. So just as a team as a whole, give me your thoughts. Give me your overview. Yeah, we'll just go from there. I think Carter has left us. Oh no. Carter, are you with us? There he is. Whoa, hello.
Sorry. Overall, I thought it was good. I was glad to see football back. Kickoffs were kind of weird.
Yep.
I know it's a new thing, but it looked like Dave Tubb did not work with them at all.
Good old Toby. Yeah, I mean, I think the kickoff rules overall are going to be something that every team learns a little bit. I think the situation that we got stuck in, and I don't want to get too hung up on this. That's actually one of my segments here a little later, but I think the situation we got stuck in, I'm going to give props to Nicole. I think he made the smart decision. Like, no one's going to fault him for that, for, kind of making that decision just to grab the ball out of the end zone and then turn around and, take a knee. Like, I think that's a very logical mistake to make in that situation. So that's what I have to say to that, as far as the kickoff rules go. But yeah, I agree. Kickoff rules are definitely weird. It's kind of some key takeaways that I had from the game overall. I think our ones looked fine. I'm never really worried about the ones. I think overall, Pat moved the ball well. Pacheco ran his nuts off like usual, so he did very well. So that was very fun to watch. And then just seeing like the O-line, we have this big question mark around the O-line for the next the next 2 years. So like, for example, we're gonna have to pay Trey Smith next year. Lots of things, lots of things are in lieu with our line of scrimmage right now. So, but with that being said, I think our line played well overall. I don't really worried about that too much, but
yeah, I wish we would get to see Kingsley.
Yeah, I mean, you spend so much
at least run with the ones a little bit
Yep.
more. But
Yep. I would like to have seen that as well. You put a lot of stock into that guy from the draft, and don't really get to see him too much. But I don't think he was hurt. I just don't think he played with the ones, if I remember right.
yeah, he's just kind of how Andy Reid runs it.
Let's see here. What else did I have down? I think that was another concern that I had was depth, like our depth overall as a team. You know, I think our ones are stacked. I think our ones are solid. Very excited about, the receiver core. Obviously, we'll cover the Hollywood Brown injury here in a second, but very, very excited about that receiver core.
Oh yeah, best receiving core that Mahomes.
Oh yeah, and I mean it's gonna be, you pair those two together, greatest quarterback of all time with a great receiving core, like that's gonna be massive. So pretty pumped to see that. Pretty pumped to see how that goes. Let's see, what else did we have here? So this might be a hot take. I talked to some of my buddies about it. They disagreed heavily. I'm pumped to have Carson Wentz as a backup. I think he's gonna be
Oh yeah, we have the best two quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be the best option when Mahomes goes down. I've got a buddy that disagrees with that heavily. He is not a Carson Wentz fan. So
our other options are Olodokin and
yeah. So I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Carson Wentz, great pickup. If anyone can fix him, Andy Reid can fix him. Like I believe that wholeheartedly.
Right.
So very, very pumped to have Carson Wentz as the backup. Like I said, people can disagree with me. That is totally fine. But I mean, it's Carson Wentz over a lot of other people that I would trust in that situation. So
I don't think I would take. There's 30 other quarterbacks I would take.
Yeah, and I agree. So let's see here. What else I have written down? Tews didn't run the ball well. That goes back to like my line depth concern. Or my concern of depth, in relation to the line of scrimmage, right? Like, Twos they just didn't move the ball. Like, I know we're not expecting them to do anything. They're the Twos, we have grace, and we give them grace, but they didn't run the ball very well at all. Feel free, chat, if you guys are watching, if you guys are listening, huge thank you, first of all. But second of all, feel free to jump in and chime in. This is we're going to talk about the league as a whole, as well, the whole preseason as a whole a little bit later. So feel free to jump in, chime in, and talk about some football with us. That's the whole point of this. That's why we're playing Power Wash Simulator, guys, is so we can focus on the conversation opposed to running around sweating playing X Defiant. So. Yeah, but so depth as a whole was a little bit of a concern with me. I don't know how to address that. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think we have a good depth? I mean, as a team, like what are your thoughts on that one?
I was worried about the running back depth until the game. I think
yes, sir.
I don't think Prince looked bad. I don't think he looked good. I don't think he looked bad. I don't think he affected his stock much. Didn't go up, didn't go down at all. He's a good 3.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, go ahead.
He's a good 3 behind Clyde. I like Clyde.
Well, that was kind of my next comment. Was like, I'm a huge LSU fan. Like, I'm gonna root for Clyde all day long.
He's a great league average.
But I got to see a little bit more, Got to see a little bit more. Just give me something. Give me something.
Right.
OG Bobby Johnson with the follow. Thank you so much, my man. Thank you so much. Welcome to the stream. If you're new here, you'll see #clean for the stream in the description. Not gonna cuss, not gonna rage, not gonna do anything while I'm gaming hardcore. But we are also playing Power Wash Simulator for a reason today, just so we can talk about the Chiefs, talk about the preseason. So if you have any comments, please feel free to jump in. Happy to talk to you as well in the chat as well. So just coming off that topic about Clyde, I think Clyde, I agree with you. He's a good serviceable back, but I gotta have more out of him. I gotta have more. I mean, he had 2 carries and didn't make a yard. So could that be the line he was running behind? Maybe, but if I would remember right, he was running behind the first, wasn't he? Like, wasn't he playing with the the first string line of scrimmage. I mean, I don't remember everything, but I'm pretty sure he was playing with the one. So, that concerns me a little bit. He's also very undersized. I think he's a great back out of the backfield for Pat. He was used to that with Burrow at LSU. So, and like I said, I'm a massive LSU fan. I'm the biggest Clyde fan here, but I do want to see a little bit more out of the guy as well going into the season.
I mean, that's why we drafted him. So it was to be a.
Oh yeah, he's check down guy for sure.
And he hasn't. He's great in the screens, but I don't think he's really proved that he is a solid third or fourth down option.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you had Jerick McKinnon for the longest time. That was that perfect,
right?
Just that perfect 4 down, like, or 3rd down, like, short little dump pass. He might get you 10 yards off of a screen. You know, like, that was what Jerick was so good at, and that I think we will kind of miss. I don't think Pacheco has the hands that Jerick has at all. So we'll see. We'll see how that works.
I think
dude, he's.
A long way.
I agree. I don't want to sell the guy short at all. I think he's probably. I think he's probably going to get much better because he's going to have to learn to catch the ball either way, right? So, I don't think he has a.
Right.
I think he has a choice in that matter. Pat's throwing the ball, so I'm pretty excited to see what kind of happens. Out of that though with Pacheco. Let's see here. What else I have written down? Yeah, like I said.
But any other?
Yeah, big takeaway from me was depth overall. Like that's like first segment, big takeaway, depth. Man, who's gonna fill in when we need them? You know, Super Bowl teams aren't just the first team. Like we see Super Bowl teams come in and they've got depth. They've got people who are stepping up in big moments. You know, who's that gonna be for us? When are we gonna see that? Are we gonna see that in the preseason at all? I don't know. We'll have to go from there. But yeah, what do you think on depth? You were gonna say something. I just cut you off.
The only couple positions that worry me are like defensive end.
Because who do we have out there right now?
Because FAU didn't look real great. We've
Mike
got
Dana,
Carl Loftus, FAU,
Felix.
Luke Herring.
Felix is a Lee Summit kid. He's a Lee Summit kid. Yep.
He did not look good yesterday. He got bullied by second and
Felix did?
tight ends. Yeah, he was getting bullied. Didn't look great.
I think.
Well, I forgot what.
I think
it's like late September or October we get.
Charles Minihue. Yeah. He'll be just fine. Like, he'll come in and make an impact immediately. I definitely believe that with Minihue. Like I said, if you're in the chat and you're listening, please jump in, say something about the Chiefs, about the topic that we're on right now. The main topic is biggest takeaway from the games. Just overall thoughts of the Chiefs games. We're big Chiefs fans, right? Obviously, we're in Kansas City, so we're big Chiefs fans. It's something we're going to be talking about. Carter, I'm definitely going to have to get a link from you to shout out your podcast, so people can go and listen to you guys and your sports podcast. Definitely good listen. If you're driving, you just want to hear raw sports, some guys talk about some good sports, that's Carter and his podcast. So I'll definitely get you guys a shout out and link there. But yeah, like I said, we're just kind of talking about the game. So a couple comments we have here. Is the one's the elephant in the room here, Carter, is the Hollywood Brown injury. Lucky for the Chiefs, we're not paying market receiver value for Hollywood Brown. So yes, it stinks. Yeah, we've lost him for a moment. But it is not the end of the world. It is not a career-ending injury. Tyreek Hill had the same injury, if you guys are familiar with that. Dislocated shoulder. Dislocated shoulder is the easiest way to describe it. It's not an actual dislocated shoulder, but it is a situation in which the shoulder dislocated and caused some other pain and discomfort. And so that's what he's dealing with. Like I said, Tyreek Hill had this same exact injury a couple years ago, and he bounced back in 4 weeks. So if my calculations are right, he'll miss a week and a half of regular season. So not too worried about that at all. Yeah, so misses the first 2-3 games. I mean,
yeah, it kind of sucks. So this is going to be like the 2 most
yes,
important games.
Yes, very true.
Right off the bat, we're not going to get to see the Hollywood Brown Ravens for a
yeah,
game.
that'd be awesome. Did he come? Did he come from the Ravens? I did not know that. If that's where he came from. He came from. I thought he came from the Chargers or Cardinals.
Ravens, and then
Cardinals, not the Chargers. The Cardinals. Yeah. Okay.
So he hasn't played them since
Yeah, he had to.
left. Since he got dealt.
Interesting. So yes, as much as that injury stinks, as much as it happened literally on the first play of the game or second play of the game, whatever, it's an injury that he will be able to bounce back from, and I think we're going to see a really good receiver, coming out of him outside of the injury. So I'm not too worried about that injury. Like I said, we're going to get into some players later. Go ahead, Carter.
And he's kind of had a lot of
Hollywood Brown has?
injuries.
You think that was obviously the scouts and stuff knew that draft, like picking him up, but
right. I don't think it's gonna be a big deal. I definitely know.
Yeah.
Older, so
I mean, he hasn't had too many injuries that with the Cardinals, did he? Not that I remember, not that I know of. I'm not sure.
yeah. Nothing like.
Yeah. But anyway.
He's just.
Well, our whole
small
receiver core minus one guy is small. So, I mean, Xavier Worthy, love the guy to death. Speed demon, super fast. Massively undersized.
Don't get hit.
Massively undersized.
Pat cannot.
Yeah. Hopefully he can be the Tyreek Hill-esque player and kind of give us a deep option. But we'll see. We'll see how that works. I don't know. I think they have a lot of different ways they can use him. I mean, he even said in his press conference today, he was talking about punt returns, and he's like, "Yeah, I just want to get in a punt return." We're like, "What? That is not your job." I mean, that was my reaction. I don't know what you guys think in the chat, but Xavier Worthy covered, taking punts, not really my first thought for a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, I think he's.
Do you really? Was that were those talks coming out of the?
Yeah,
were those like the talks coming out of the draft? I mean, I don't know if I like that. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, see, I don't know because he's not big.
I don't know, man.
And they
there's so much draft stock in there. There's so much draft stock in that pick. So, but yeah, I mean, if they want to return in punts, sure.
Unless LRZ,
yeah,
Remigio, one of the two make the roster.
I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what Remigio does. So going on to kind of the second segment, we touched on it earlier. Kickoff rules, right? Very strange. Very, very strange. Kickoff rules are going to be something that I think it's going to be something that the first team that kind of picks up what's going on is going to find success quick. I think it's going to be a situation in which there's going to be a team, and my family was talking about this kind of while we're watching the game, is like, if anyone does have a secret, they're not going to show it during preseason, right? These rules are new. These rules are different. If any team has a secret, they are not going to show it right now. So kickoff rules, I like them. I think it will, kind of the next question is like, how does this impact the game as a whole, right? How do kickoff rules impact, how are they going to impact the game as a whole, Carter, in your thoughts and your eyes? What are you seeing out of that? Can you? Yeah, hello? I did. There you go. Sorry, no, you're good. No, you're good. Sorry, so, how do you think this impacts the game as a whole with the new kickoff rules?
Um, the kickoff's
Yeah.
definitely going to mean a lot more. I'm not sure if it makes it really any safer.
I mean, I think.
I mean, obviously, you guys aren't getting as much time to build up speed.
And they're getting
field,
you know, challenged the whole way down the field as well. I think is going to help, you know, reduce injury.
Right. It makes it more fun as a viewer because the kickoffs before normally just go out of the back of the
It was
end
really
zone,
just wasted
so
time. Yeah, it really was. It really was. I think there's going to be more scoring. I truly do. I think there's going to be more scoring in the NFL based upon just what we saw this weekend. I think there's probably going to be a lot more. Can I get it done? Oh, cool. I think there's going to be a lot more opportunities for.
We definitely saw it in our game. It's got huge.
Yes, I mean the Jags exploited us, dude. They exploited us.
70 yards.
Talk about that. So, yeah, that's so true. That is so true. I think your average kick return is going to go up. Obviously, you just have a little bit more time to make a move. I think drafting a player specific, if this, like, let's say this rule holds true, right? Let's say this rule sticks around, you know, for the next 15, 20 years. I mean, that's going to be a position. That's going to be something that people look for, you know, is a kick returner, right? Usually kick return was just, throw your, you know, your third string running back there and your second string receiver and just see what they can do. You know, maybe they'll break one. Yeah. Yeah, just throw them back there. They'll catch it. You know, we can at least trust them to make a decent catch and you know, get a touchback. Well, now it's like, okay, we saw what happened with the Jags and the Chiefs. It's like, man, you could draft a player specific to kick return, and that's all they do. Like that's their position. And I think how effective that could be. I mean, your roster spots as well become way more premium when you add a position like that. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. More scoring, different. It's going to be a little bit different draft when you think of, you know, drafting a kick, like a kick solely a kick returner. I don't know if this rule is going to drop down into college or not. I can't see that happening, but I mean, it's in the NFL. It's in the NFL. So,
Really?
I mean, I don't know. You just don't have that.
I mean, I guess there are a lot of rules that college doesn't do that are in the NFL.
Well, I
guess that makes sense for them not to do.
Yeah, I think you also have just like a different caliber of kicker in the NFL. I mean, you have guys that are booting the ball 70 yards down the field. It's like, holy cow. And just college just don't think you have that. I mean, you might have one, you know, Cade Dicker that comes out of nowhere. That's just a beast, right? Like, I mean, but other than that, I mean, who's the last guy outside of Blankenship that was like, from Georgia, that was like actually a kicker that you cared about in college, you know? So that's something to think about as well.
Right.
Let's see here. Man, we are only 55% done with this backyard. How's that? Oh, we have the shed and the mower and stuff too. Oh, and this lower level. Shoot. Wait, do I have to clean this off? Nah, just this part. Nah, brother. We're just power washing away. Just power washing our little lives. We're making money here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so that's
I think the Chiefs are getting out ahead by drafting, like you were saying, drafting a set kick returner.
Yeah.
With LRZ.
I mean, like I said, I think it's just gonna be a position people look for more, you know, in the future. I think it's gonna be something that kind of does have more of an impact on the game as a whole, as we saw.
Yeah, not just your throwaway receiver is gonna be doing anymore. We're gonna start seeing.
Yeah.
These elite
and that's their job, you know, like.
I could see Deebo Samuel.
Dude, that's so true.
49ers.
I didn't think about that. That's so true. Oh man. So if you click right on your D-pad, you can see all the stuff we still have to clean. It's kind of intimidating. Movie time. Be back on. Yes, Loki, bruh. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want to play some Power Wash Simulator with us, you're welcome to jump in and join and talk and hang out. But enjoy time with the girls and Love you, brother. Let's see here. Let's see here. What is next? What do I have written down? Oh, standout players. I've been excited to talk about this, dude. I think the elephant in the room here is at the running back position. I think the entire Chiefs kingdom is absolutely stoked to talk about this kid that came out of nowhere, UCLA, and decided to show out. Yeah, undrafted free agent, and just decided to actually play yesterday or Saturday. So, his name is Carson Steele. If you guys don't know about him, let's see here. What stats do I have for him? See here, 4 carries for 27 yards, more than anybody else on the actual, A team and a touchdown. Multiple broken tackles in one run. Like the guy is an animal.
Oh yeah,
the guy's an animal.
He's pretty awesome.
Thoughts about Carson Steele. We do. And thoughts about Carson Steele is he comes in, and this goes to Slaughterhouse's comment. He sneakily comes in at a pretty advantageous position, and here's why I say that. He's built a little thicker and a little lower, right? I'm not saying he's short. I think he's like 6 foot tall, maybe shorter than that. But what I'm getting at is, no kidding. He is built like a fullback, and Andy Reid loves his fullbacks. So, advantageous position is, Carson Steele comes in here and sneaks into a roster spot at fullback. We use him for everything else. I think that is where he fits. I think that's where he fits very well. I can see this being a situation in which Clyde's job is at risk. Just mainly because we have a guy that's built a little bit taller than Clyde, but looks like he can hold his own a little bit better as a rookie, right? So that was where, T-Bone's comment comes into play. Where does this guy fit in? Does he take Clyde's spot? Like I said, I am a big advocate for Clyde, LSU fanboy through and through. Carter, what are your thoughts on the running back situation, or the running back room right now?
Do you know how?
I do not. I can look it up.
Like in terms of,
as far as who can have him, like who can come and get him, kind of thing.
Or well.
Yeah. Yeah. So how long they're on contract? I think it's probably just a year, buddy. I wouldn't think it's
right.
Yeah. Whatever they agreed upon, maybe. I think.
Okay.
I mean, that sounds right.
I definitely think he could, and probably will take Clyde's spot.
Man, there's people questioning this year, because I think Deneric Prince has a bright future too, and I think he's a good running back 3. I think he's a good kick returner.
Right.
And I think he's kind of underrated on our running backs. I think he's overlooked because of Pacheco, because Pacheco came in like a banshee and just stole the entire show, right? So that does Clyde make the team this year? I think that's completely still up. I think that's completely still up in the air. But it's just
absolutely.
Me. Why do you say absolutely? Why do you say it's like you think?
Really?
You think it's just because of experience? I mean, okay.
I think so.
I mean, playing under Pat,
really
like
nobody else.
Having that on your, on your resume is, 2-time Super Bowl champion with the best quarterback in the league. Like, that's nice to have on your resume as far as being able to play that position. So, let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Woo! He's doing it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The kingdom is in Power Wash Simulator, baby. The kingdom is in Power Wash Simulator, baby. Let's go. I love it, dude. That's awesome. That is awesome. Oh, man, that's so funny. Oh, that's hilarious. I do too. Like I said, I'm an LSU fan, man. I want him to. I want him to succeed. And I think last year. Well,
But it's been 4 years.
last year he showed spurts of greatness, though. Like, he'd catch a ball in the flat, and he'd take 2 or 3 people with him to the ground. Like, I mean, he showed he's got the talent, but I don't know if he's gotten comfortable. I don't know if it's a, like I said, I don't know if it's a comfort thing. I don't know if it's a, you know, I've got, you know, 2 Super Bowls with Pat. I know how to play with him. I don't know if it's just an experience thing. But there's got to be some young blood come in to support Pacheco. And I'm not saying Clyde is old by any stretch, but if I'm going to take a younger, more spry, kind of go-getter over a guy that's, you know, content or comfortable, like, I'll take that all day long. You know, like, I want someone who's absolutely stoked to be, you know, playing with Pat and, like, ready to actually play for another Super Bowl, and can make an impact. I mean, Clyde, 2 carries, 0 yards, like, got back to the line of scrimmage. You know, like, he literally did as good as the rugby player that's never played football before in his life. So it's like, that's a bit concerning when talking about, you know, Chiefs football. So, yeah, and
been
you're
in
not.
the league for 4 years. The same as guys
yeah,
who
that's
never played
concerning.
an
That's
organized
very
snap
concerning.
football.
So, that would be, you know, big standout player number 1. Obviously, Carson Steele. I hope he gets a roster spot, even if it's just on special teams, so he has a chance to run the ball, you know, in regular season against some lower caliber teams. Second standout player I have on my list, Jaden Hicks, Washington State, safety from Washington State. Guy is a beast. Came in like a banshee. It really is. I mean, like, he's smart. He's very decisive. Like, here's the notes I have on him. I think he's like, you know, if he's fast, he's decisive, he's fearless. Like you saw when he was attacking the quarterback, when he was going through the line of scrimmage, like just fearless, just absolutely fearless. So very good to see that on the safety front. You don't normally see that when you talk about safeties. You kind of see guys like, and I love the guy to death, another LSU homie, Tyrann Mathieu. He was not a guy, like, in his older years. In his younger years, I will say opposite. Like, I think he would come up and lay the wood, but in his older years, not so much. He would avidly avoid contact. So I think with this kid, you know, being fearless, kind of stepping in, will save Justin Reed a little bit more as well. I think it'll be a situation in which he will help Justin Reed significantly with that safety position. And like I said, I think he's pretty smart too. I think a lot of people have said he's smart. So
our safety room.
I'm really Shamari Connor. He's going to be that really next like Sneed kind of nickel guy. Brian Cook played great last year. Lots to look forward to. That's for sure. And Shamari Connor and Brian Cook are both pretty young. They're not, for what I know, they're not very old. I don't think so. Like I said, if you're in the chat, you're hanging out. Big thank you to H Camp for following and subscribing with Prime. Huge thank you to that. OG Bobby Johnson, thank you so much for following as well. Hope you're enjoying the show. If you're in the chat, please feel free to chat with us. Feel free to talk to us about this conversation, about this topic. We're more than happy to take any takes that you have on hand. So I've got a couple more standouts for you, Carter. I want to see let's see what your thoughts are on this, okay? Hot take. Hot take. Nico Remigio. I completely understand. He almost had a 56-yard strip fumble for a touchdown, okay? Well aware that situation took place, okay? Outside of that, he was targeted 5 times, caught 3 of those targets for 35 yards, and he created separation. When he caught his passes, there was no one around him. Like, he was alone. So that very, very happy about that. I don't think we've had a receiver like that in a long time, and I think that's where Hollywood Brown is going to step in as well. So very excited to see that kind of separation day in and day out if he makes the team. The org is supposedly pretty high on him. I think they like him a lot. He's been around now for 3 years, I think, at our training camp, or 2 years maybe, because he got hurt last year.
Oh, really?
So it might just be 2 years. But he's been around for a while, and like I said, I think the organization's pretty high on this kid. They like him a lot. I think he has a pretty good future with the Chiefs. So, or maybe they're just holding him because they don't want anyone else to have him, right? However you want to look at that one, however you want to cook that goose, that's up to you. But I do think for the most part, he is a good player. I think he's got a bright future. And maybe this is just me wanting him, to be a good player and have a bright future. But I do think, seeing that separation, seeing his speed, seeing kind of how quick he is, I think he stood out to me in a great way. So that's a standout for me. Carter, do you have any other standouts on your mind? I've got 2 more that I want to cover. Okay, why's that?
I'm actually kind of worried about Remigio.
That was a little terrifying.
Scoop and score that got called back, so obviously it's not going to count. And then another one where he actually fumbled it.
Very true.
Out of bounds.
Very true.
Fumbled it as he was going down out of bounds, so it didn't matter at all. But
well, yeah. Butterfingers, Butterfingers on the team.
Kind of worse. I think. Right. We just got done season.
Yeah. We don't want that back. Good point. I think he can clean it up though. I think he can. I think he understands his mistakes. I don't think Kadarius Toney understands his mistakes. I don't think that guy's fixable. Like, I don't know.
No.
It's probably mean of me to say, but I think the separation piece was why Nico got me so excited, because it's been a long time since we had a receiver that can really get separation since Tyreek. So, kind of my thoughts on it. But 2 more players that I had standouts, defensive guys. First one. No, sorry. We're on the next segment. Next segment is sleeper players. Players who are sleeper players. Players who you think might not have as good a draft stock. Players that you think might not be, as looked at heavily, but could be a huge team asset later down the line. So that's when I think of sleeper player. I think of those kind of adjectives or descriptive factors. So after hearing sleeper players, Carter, do you have any sleeper players that you can think of that might be a huge contributing factor? Not huge, but just a good contributing factor to us later down the line. And if not, that's totally fine. I can go right into mine. So, yeah, amen. He was on my list. He's definitely on my list.
Everything.
Yes, sir.
Everything we've seen about him has been amazing so far. I think he's the clear. I love Noah Gray.
Yes, I agree. He was actually my number 1 sleeper pick as well. I think he is the next Travis Kelce. Like, that's how high on him I am. I truly think. I mean, if he can get separation like Kelce, if he can learn from Kelce to get that, those quick little jab steps, those quick little moves that, big guys got to use to get around the little guys. If he can get that down, he's bigger, faster, and stronger than Travis Kelce. So it's like, and he's younger. So that's going to be.
Oh, yeah. And if he can learn from Travis and just.
Yeah, if Kelce would have focused sooner, dude, records would have been smashed. And Kelce was doing some amazing things.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's. And he was being a jackwagon. So, like, definitely one of those things where I think Jared Wiley, I agree, he can step in. He's going to be a great player. Agreed with you, though. He is the clear replacement. And I think I really, 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 really wanted the best for Noah Gray. And truthfully, I think he just got unlucky because I don't think Noah Gray is a bad tight end. I'm not willing to say that about Noah Gray. But I think coming in behind Travis for so long actually diminished his value a little bit, just because you're constantly waiting behind the greatest tight end ever. So to get your opportunity, right? Now that this guy's old, the greatest tight end ever is old, your team picked up someone else, and it's like that. I don't know. I think that's just a bit unfortunate, right? I don't personally think that Noah Gray's a bad tight end. I think he's a very sufficient tight end, very good at what he does, and really was high on him last year too. I really thought he was going to step in and play a big role, but Kelsey just kept doing what Kelsey does. So that was nice. There we go. Is that the roof of this thing, dude?
Another sleeper that I had.
The center?
I can't remember which one it was. I think it's Hunter Norzad. Played.
Yeah.
He's played spots.
Where did he play?
Played at every offensive line spot.
Penn State. Nittany Lions.
Huge.
All right.
Penn State.
Hunter Norzad. Did he play? Did he get a lot of time with the seconds and thirds this week? So you're saying in general, you think he's going to be just like a really good asset.
Assume so.
I mean that was.
Meet Asana,
Yeah, I think he's. If anybody goes down.
I mean, yeah. If you think about it,
teams can stay connected while they
he
track
definitely
and visualize timelines.
definitely could answer
Asana,
that
the
depth
smarter way to work.
problem
Try it
for
free today at
every
asana.com.
position on the line of scrimmage. So that's nice, right? Like you can just kind of stick him in there, and he has at least a little bit of experience, and you don't have to worry about it. So that will be super, super nice. Let's see, other sleepers that I had here. Little guy named, I say he's a little guy, he's a big guy. Little guy named Jack Cochran. I don't know if you've heard of this guy. Jack Cochran played middle linebacker for us actually last year. He came in and played for us. Yeah, he came in and played for us in the Super Bowl last year. So if you guys remember, Nick Bolton went down, and then Drew Tranquil went out for a few plays. Jack Cochran was the guy. Jack Cochran was the guy. No, he came in and he came in swinging, and it was awesome to watch. So that was cool. That was really fun to watch him play and him get in. And then let's see here. I see FAU. He's still my sleeper. As rough as a game he had, he's still my sleeper. I think he's going to be a good player. I truly put my hope in him as that edge rusher. I think he showed spurts of greatness last year. I think it's only going to get better. Still a young guy, I'm pretty sure, right? I think he's like a third-year guy, second-year guy, if I remember right. Am I right when I say that? I want to say, yeah, second-year guy.
Yeah, it's a second year.
Yeah, so got drafted in the Kansas City draft, came in. I think he played great overall, for us last year. But man, how am I gonna get this stuff clean back and behind these steps? Here we go. Oh. What else do we have? What else is shining? Anything shining? Oh, there's under here. There we go. Oh, the crevices of the fences, the under part of the table. Wow, I think this is where this game gets a little monotonous. Here we go. Okay, we have to get the underside of the table, Carter. So I think FAU can still be a really good player. Not worried about him. I think he's going to step up and be just fine. Maybe he had a rough game. I agree. He was getting eaten on quite a few plays this week, so hopefully we can see a change there. But overall, I think he'll come in, play with the ones, and they'll be. I think he found success last year because he played with Chris Jones, right? Like when everyone's focused on Chris Jones, like. Exactly. Right. When everyone's focused on Chris Jones as a pass rusher, if you're not Chris Jones, you have a good opportunity of getting to the quarterback. And like I think Mike Dana has proved that year after year. I think George Karlaftis has proven that last year. So I think those guys are going to do very well just playing alongside Chris Jones. We're at 99%. What are we missing? Is it the crevices of the fence still? missing something here, Carter. Are you seeing it? Oh, yeah. Right here, too.
Way up underneath.
Anything else we missed? There we go. There we go. Get in there. Oh, doghouse roof, fence top, step walls. Step walls. Still step walls? We're still trying to get these walls clean. I don't see anything. Yeah, so Jack Cochran, FAU, I think those guys are going to be probably my sleepers. Yeah, the last segment I have, and I know we've only been going for like an hour here, but the last segment I got on just the Chiefs and preseason in general. Did you watch any other games? Rest of the league, what did you see? Did you see anything? Anything stick out to you?
I didn't watch any full games. I watched a few snaps of players that I'm excited for.
Yep. I got you.
Guys, I'm drafting in fantasy leagues. I watched Jaden Daniels, and
yep, he's gonna be a stud, huh?
Super excited to draft him in every league.
He did have a nice little deep ball. He did have a nice deep ball.
I think he's the best quarterback
sideline
of
he
that
just put
draft.
on the flipping money. Like it wasn't even. Like it was so nice. It was so beautiful. So beautiful to see. So there we go. Doghouse roof, got it. Fence tops. I mean, we must be missing something. Yeah, I'm looking for it. Yeah, just hit it again. I guess.
Somewhere, probably.
Barely even touching it. Who was it? Running back for the Giants stuck out to me. Eric Gray, I think is his name. Eric Gray. Yep, he was a stud. Found it.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
He was a stud. He was one I was like, man, I should probably pick him up in fantasy as well. I thought the world of that guy. Very fun to watch. I mean, you're running behind the Giants, so there's really only so much. Let's just hit this whole wall again. Like, I don't know what to do here. Like, you're running behind the Giants, right? Like, there's only so much you can do in the first place, let alone, like, look that good. So,
right.
Pretty cool to see him succeed. One guy that stuck out to me that I think... And I kick myself every year for this because I don't know how good he's going to be. He's got every tool that you could ever want as a receiver. Van Jefferson. He had a great game with the Steelers. Justin Fields was throwing to him.
Really?
Had a fantastic game, and I was just like, man, you know what? I'm picking him up again. So I did. I picked him up again. Yep. He had a great game with the Steelers. I think he caught like 3 passes for, 30-some, 40-some yards. So no different than like any other receiver during preseason, but like he just looked really good. And the last 2 years, there it is. Oh. All right, we completed that one. The last 2 years he's been with the Rams and just hasn't had. I just don't know if he's had the opportunities to like really get in there. And play like a nice solid game. I do appreciate you joining this stream with us. I think we had a fantastic time, and we are looking forward to having more streams like this. As you can see, the lights in the back are red for the Chiefs. Red Kingdom all the way, baby. Super happy that Carter, they can't see you, buddy. Sorry. Super happy that you guys joined in. I do like the conversations like this, so we might do this again. Might talk some more Chiefs, talk some more football, come in with some segments, maybe after preseason week 2, and just kind of have our own assessments. And we hope you guys join us. We hope you guys come in and talk and join us as well. So if you did join me tonight, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. Huge shout out to H Camp and OG Bobby Johnson for the subscribe and the follows. You guys have been fantastic. Super grateful that you guys are supporting me in this. Like I said, something I do for fun, something I love doing, and I want to continue doing. So with that, you guys have seen in the description the hashtag clean for the stream. So the exit always is, no matter what day you're having, whether a good day, whether a bad day, always keep it hashtag clean for the stream. I love you guys so much. Thank you, and have a good evening. Peace.